Chez Philippe, she got the big one. She got Chez. Does everybody know that Chez Philippe is the only 5-star, 5-diamond restaurant in the state of Tennessee, and only one of 160 5-star, 5-diamond restaurants in North America. So.
But no ducks.
No duck on the menu. It's the only French restaurant probably in the world that doesn't have duck on the menu. So the last one, and it goes to him if he knows the answer, because he had his hand up.
What hotel did the Peabody in Little Rock turn into?
Marriott.
Gee, slam dunk, man.
Did she do good? Good question? Yeah? That's what you did.
Let's take Q&A,
Thank you very
and Doug, let's take Q&A and then give your recruitment pitch, if you would.
Okay.
What questions have we got for Doug? Anything at all?
Got one here.
So, the Dalai Lama gave you a white star.
How did you know that?
I researched. Do you carry one on you?
No, but it's actually a funny story. So the Dalai Lama comes in. He's actually stayed with us twice, but this first time when he came, he checked in. I welcomed him to the hotel, and he gave me a white scarf and blessed me. And I don't know if you all know the history of, you know, when he blesses you and gives you a white scarf, it means you're going to get an extra year of life, right? So about halfway through his stay, I see him in the lobby, and I go up and I said, "Your Excellency, how's your stay going?" And he said, "Great." Called somebody over, and he blessed me again and gave me another scarf. So a little bit later, probably about 2 days later, he's leaving, and he's at the front door. And as he's leaving, I go to say goodbye, and he calls somebody over, and he blesses me again, and he gives me another one. And by the way, this guy had the softest hands of anybody I've ever met. And I know that sounds really weird of a guy talking about another guy, but his hands were like, it was incredible. His hands were so soft. I said, "Your Excellency," I said, "I understand that if I get blessed and I get a scarf, that I get an extra year of life." And he says, "Yes." And I said, "You've blessed me 3, and I have 3 scarves. Do I get 3 years?" And he's smiling. He says, "Yes, you get 3 years." So I have those 3 scarves in my office.
Yeah, so you got that going for you.
Huh?
You could do it over reverse death 3 times.
Yeah, there you go.
So you get rid of them.
Anybody want to buy one?
Wait, so if you do give it away, does it pass on?
I don't know.
Is it
Google.
Is it transferable?
Yes.
You had your hand up.
I have a question. How do you manage your personal and family life with moving all the time? 'Cause,
That's a good question. So I didn't mention this, but I'm on a few boards. I'm on the chamber board and the vice chairman of the chamber, Memphis Chamber, and the chair of their largest fundraiser year and the chair of their nominating committee. I'm on the Convention and Visitors Bureau board and their past chairman.
Memphis Tourism.
Memphis Tourism, that's right, it changed. And I'm going to be a repeat chairman coming in 21. I'm on the Hotel Association board and their president right now. I'm on the State Hotel Association and past president and chairman of that. I'm on Historic Hotels of the World, and I am their past chairman. I'm on the Liberty Bowl board and their past chairman. I'm on the Memphis in May board and their past president and chairman, and will be their chairman again in 2 years, I think.
Are you going to Ghana with them next month?
No, I'm not going. I'll be trying to open a hotel. And what else? And then I'm on 2 boards for the University of Memphis, on the Kemmons Wilson board, and on the Fogelman Business Schools board. I don't know if I mentioned, but I also have my master's degree from the University of Memphis. And then I'm on the Orpheum board, and I'm on the board for the U Club. I think that's most of the boards. I'm also a pilot, love to fly. I have about 900 hours. Had a boat, just sold it not too long ago. Saddest day of my life. Most people say it's the happiest. It was my saddest.
Oh.
But how do I have time for my private life? I like to say, how do I have time for work? Doing all these other things. So. But I party hard and work hard. I do both.
Well, you got a good team too.
I do. I have a great team. I can outdrink any of you. Yes.
What's your least favorite part about your job?
She just challenged me. What's that?
What's your least favorite part about your job?
Oh, least favorite part. Dealing with horrible employees like her.
We
No,
had
I'm just
fun.
kidding. I think probably the most horrible is dealing with a guest that we messed up and it was our fault. You know, it's easy to deal with a guest where it's not our fault, you know, and turn them around and everything else. But when it's our fault and you've got to face them and know that, you know what, we royally screwed up. You still got to fix it, you got to make it good, but that's always the hardest, is when you got to eat crow because you know we failed. But we have a program, real quick, if I can tell that. So we have a program that you know about. But we have a program called the WOW program. And this program is not designed as a, if we do something wrong. If we do something wrong, we have to fix it. This program is designed to wow people. So if an associate hears that it's somebody's birthday, or it's a St. Jude child, or whatever it is, any associate at the Peabody can spend up to $250 to make that guest happy, and they don't have to ask any questions. They don't have to ask for permission or anything else. We have 550 associates. I remember when I put that into effect about 4 years ago, the Bells family thought I had lost my mind. But it cost us probably about $20,000 a year for the program. That's about what we spend. We did way over $50 million in revenue this year. $11,000 is a small price to pay to make some people happy. So, yeah. What else? Any other questions?
Kind of a random question.
Yeah.
Your dog's name is Tango?
Yeah.
Where did that come from? Tango.
So my boat that I just sold was called Let's Tango. I love to tango. I love to dance. When I was in college, when you're on an athletic scholarship, back then you weren't allowed to work. And so if you wanted to date, you wanted to go out, you couldn't make money. And so I secretly, without the coaches knowing, would work at this dance studio. And I would teach dance.
Ballroom dancing?
Ballroom dancing.
That's fine.
And it's because I grew up in the Caribbean, and I was in upstate New York, and I knew how to dance merengue, salsa, lambada, and most people didn't know how to do that, but I grew up doing it. So I would make money on the side teaching dance. Well, I always loved to tango. It was one of my favorite things to do, especially the Argentine tango. And so when I got my dog, I named her Tango. So that's how that came. She comes to work with me every day. Even when I'm out of town, right? Even when I'm out of town, my assistant, she takes care of Tango, or stays at my house and takes care of Tango, brings Tango to work. But yeah, she's our best employee.
Truly.
Truly.
2 minutes, Peabody Jobs.
Peabody Jobs. So we always have 30 or 40 openings. I think it's a great place to work personally. You know, everybody says that, but we really do try to treat people well. We have all kinds of positions. If you reach out to me, there's a good chance I will personally interview you. So if you're interested in a job, reach out to me before I leave, and I'll give you my card. If you reach out to me, I'll interview you. But also, if any of you are close to graduating, reach out to me. We have 2 programs. One is called the POPS program, and one is called the PLUS program. And both of them one of them is for supervisor training. You basically go through a think it's a 12 or 16-month training program to become a supervisor. And then the other one is the Plus program, which is a management training program, and it's 12 months, and you work throughout the hotel, and it prepares you to become a manager in Peabody. So if you're interested in any of those, reach out to me, and I will personally get involved.
Let's hear it for Doug. Thanks, Doug.